Okay, so I hope everyone can see my screen. Okay, again, hello everyone. Good morning. I hope you will enjoy today's event. My name is Muhammad Aiman. I'm from cybersecurity, and I will talk about cybercrimes in Malaysia. So, cybercrimes, also called computer crimes, is the use of computer as an instrument to further illegal ends such as committing frauds, trafficking in child pornography, stealing identities, or violating privacy. Most cybercrimes is an attack on informations about individuals, corporations, or governments. In the digital age, our virtual identities are essential elements of everyday life. For example, our social media accounts, Instagram and Twitter. Recently, Malaysia made international news in 2020 when two local men, along with five Chinese nationals, were arrested for money laundering and cybercrimes in the United States. They were hacking more than 100 companies globally. While Malaysian crime index has reportedly dropped over the years, with an average of 11,000 fewer cases each consecutive year, cyber crimes remain rampant, with cyber criminals taking advantage of new technologies and remote working
11,000.
platforms enforced due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Statement by PDRM states that cyber crimes has surpassed drugs trafficking as the most lucrative crimes, according to PDRM statements. Almost anybody who is an active computer or online user would have been a cybercrime victim, and 70% of commercial crime cases now can be categorized as cybercrime cases. So moving on, cyber crimes range across a spectrum of activities. At one point, crimes that involve fundamentals breaches of personal or corporate privacy, such as assaults on the integrity of information, and the use of illegal obtained digital information to blackmail or firm or on individuals. Here are some common cybercrimes. For number one is DDoS attack, botnet, identity theft, malware, spoofing, web defacement, online harassment, and phishing scams. In Malaysia, some of the most cybercrimes are DDoS attack, identity theft, and phishing scams. So I will explain each of those about what it is. So number one is DDoS attack. DDoS attack or distributed network attacks are often referred to as distributed denial of service attacks. This type of attacks takes advantage of the specific capacity limits that apply to any network resource, such as infrastructure that enables a company website. The DDoS attack will send multiple requests to the attack web source with the aim of exceeding of the website's capacity to handle multiple requests and to prevent the websites from functioning correctly. So typical targets for DDoS attack includes internet shopping sites or any platform that provide online service. So number two is identity theft. Identity thieves are cyber criminals who try to gain access to their victims' personal information, name, address, phone number, place of employment, bank account, credit card information, and social security number. They use these informations to make financial transactions while impersonating their victims. So number three is phishing scams. Phishers are cyber criminals who attempt to get a hold of personal or sensitive information through victims' computer. This is often done via phishing websites that are designed to copycat small business, corporate, or government websites. Unsuspecting computers users often fall prey to such activities by unknowingly provide personal information, including home address, social security numbers, and even bank passwords. Once such information is obtained, phishers either use the information themselves for identity fraud scams or sell it. Okay, so next we move on. According to Malaysian's Crime Prevention Foundation's MCPF, the total losses recorded in regards of to cybercrimes from 2019 and 2020 were 305 millions and 247 million respectively. Based on statistic by Malaysian Computer Fraud Emergency Response Team, MyCERT, from January to December 2020, there has already been 10,000 reported incidents of cybercrime. Cases have been especially rare risen since the introduction of the MCO, with a total number of 3,000 complaints lodged to the Cyber 999 Help Center from March 18 to June 30, an increase of more than 90% compared to the same period last year. Last year means at 2019. The reported case involves cyberbullying, fraud, cyber intrusion, hacking attempts, and spams, most of which occur in urban areas with high speed internet connections. Under the Ministry of Multimedia (MCMC), Cybersecurity Malaysia has established as a cybersecurity specialist agency to provide a range of service and strengthen Malaysian self-reliant cyberspace. The organization sees enforced agencies in cyber forensics and analysis, such as analyzing evidence and providing expert witness for relevant cybercrime cases. With that being said, with the rise in cybercrime case, there is an urgent need for proactive steps to tackle the crimes. Cybersecurity Malaysia, for example, has highlighted that the shortcoming of its as agency in the lack of cybersecurity professionals. Hence, universities are urged to offer more courses and programs to educate the public and create awareness on cybersecurity. Okay, so next we look at the short video about victims of cybercrimes.
The morning begins as usual, accompanied by the hustle and bustle of the city. It's just another day at the office for this young man. Nothing out of the ordinary. But he is about to become a victim. He has a meeting with a client and needs to make sure his presentation is ready. With only a thumbprint, anyone can access your personal information. Every personal detail can be retrieved. On that very day, he had no idea what happened. The usage of cloud is now widespread. Important information saved onto an unsecured cloud can be transferred easily if you're targeted. First, they pick the data, then the client's account, personal information, and finally the IP address. And there's always someone willing to pay a high price for this information. Say hello to your new admin. He went from the computers to the servers and finally to the cell phones. By the time you realize something is amiss, it's too late. They do this for the money and without any remorse. Almost every day, hackers attack leading companies and their websites for personal information.
So that is a short video from Cybersecurity Malaysia. So we move on.
The morning begins as usual.
So next is we talk about laws of cyber acts in Malaysia. So Malaysia also has introduced cyber laws and policies such as Computer Act Crimes in 1997 and the Communications and Multimedia Act 1998. That act as a safeguard against cyber criminal activities in the country. So another examples of laws of cyber acts in Malaysia is the recent is Optical Disc Act 2000 and Electronic Transition Acts 2006. So next, so how can we protect ourselves against cybercrimes? Since everyone is vulnerable to the threats of cybercrimes, there are simple but proactive steps to avoid becoming victims of cybercrimes. So number one is never give out personal data over the phones or via email unless you are completely sure the line or email is secure. Number two is do not open an attachment from a sender you do not know. Number three is do not click or download any links in spam emails or other messages from unidentified sources. Number four is check the authenticity of the organizations involved by calling the companies using the numbers in their official websites. Number five is use strong passwords that people will not guess and do not record them anywhere. And lastly, number six, ensure that your antivirus software or operating system are up to date to protect your device from the latest security threats. So that's all from me. Thank you. I will pass to Kai.
Thank you, Miss. Thank you, Mr. Ayman. Thank you for the great awareness and showcases of the dangers of technology these days as they work as a double-edged sword. Now we'll look for any questions or Q&As. If not, we'll move on to our next booth, Mr. Hazik. Okay, if it doesn't have any, then we would like to move on to our next booth presentation by
Wait,
Mr.
hold on. Okay, yeah. So, anyways, yeah, a very
I haven't started yet, please.
sorry.
Without further ado, I would like to introduce Mr. Hazik with his plans, which is visual animations, showcasing a new digital software for pre-made templates for ease of productions. So without further ado, Mr. Hazik, would you like to take over?
Yeah, sorry. I was like, sorry. I was setting things up, and
Continue, please.
yeah. Anyways, a very good morning. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Very good morning once again. I want to for this very morning. I want to talk about my own. I will present to you Git Animate, an animation software made by visual animations. I represent visual animations. Yes, and yeah, that's the logo. That's the logo, or at least probably a working one. Anyways, uh, when it comes to like animation these days are done like digitally. Of course, there are like traditional animations and stuff, but even like in anime, they do still do like traditional like drawing stuff on paper, but eventually they're just gonna scan it and then do things like digitally. And of course, there are like there's of course like various other softwares out there. I'm not gonna say anything about comparisons or anything. It's just that they exist. So like we have like Adobe Animate, Eclipse Studio Paint, and then there's Blender, etc., etc., etc. But for this presentation specifically, I want to focus onto 2D animation, and to focus even further, I'm specifically going to be talking about digitally hand drawn animation, in which you have like something like say that Clip Studio Paint, for example, that I've noticed, like, and then you're actually gonna have like you know a tablet, and then you draw, and you can draw on it like with a tablet pen and stuff. Now, when it comes to like digital hand drawn animation, um, in the actual industry, the digital hand drawn animation, like they have like their own specific template that they're using in whatever program they use, specifically like anime. Like they like if you like say if you have like Clip Studio Paint, and then you have this animation window stuff, and then it's basically bare bones. But when you actually go into like working on animation companies like say OLM Asia, they actually have their own like specific template for to be used. And well, and that's the thing, they have their own specific template to use. And so introducing Gitanimate, uh, our company's product. Start animating your vision with Visual Animation's new product, Gitanimate. Now, what exactly does this software do that's different from the others? So this one is made specifically with the professional stuff in mind, with a pre-made template, and it really and it the wait, hold on. Yeah, the purpose of it is to streamline the animation process. So this one is going to be like a very heavy focus on the digital hand drawn style. I mean that you could do like the more vector style, even stuff like Clip Studio Paint. I mean Adobe Animate is like is the one that's focused on the whole puppet style, like 2D animation for the Flash stuff, and even Clip Studio Paint can do it. This one can also do it, but this one can be this one has a heavy focus on the digital hand drawn style. And why is this a thing? Because like future animators, especially the ones that want to go to the digital hand drawn style, want to go to they want to go to like for animation studios that do the digital hand drawn style, and there is they do still exist even in Malaysia. There is like a branch for OLM Asia, which is an anime company. Where all the in between the stuff from Japan, from not just the main OM branch or other anime companies get sent over to them, and they do the in between stuff. So yeah, this and so we're the purpose of this is to try to get future animators like acquainted with the basics of how the process is done on a professional level. Now, now we're gonna like do an explanation on the template and stuff. Just to give the basics on like people who don't know any better about how the professional animation stuff works. And then first of all, we have a timesheet where it is timesheet is pretty much a sheet that's also like a process trying to like figure out the timing of an animation in a cut, or the shot, as in like that frame where a single shot where the whole thing where a single thing happens. Yeah, it's like it's a shot, but it's also called a cut. Now the software, it would have its own like timesheet thing, but it also had that needs to be filled in. I'm not going to go into the specifics of how that thing works, because that's not because the purpose is more on the general product thing. The software, they would have its own personal timesheet to be filled in, and then when you like confirm it, the software automatically like makes the proper layers and frames in the animation timeline. Now, and then moving on, let's talk about like the template explanation for the timeline and layers. Like I said before, the animation timeline would have like all the layers and frames and stuff. It would be added like all of them, and then arranged again for streamline purposes. And then there's also going to be like options for different sorts of companion layers. Here in the slide, you will see something like such as what some may call the Gosei layer. It's basically like a companion layer, like how a certain frame would be split up into two different like have a specific part of a frame be separated into its own different layer, because most of the frame will be static, and then only a very specific part of the frame will be moving, something like that. And then before then the main layer would be animated again. And yeah, the figure here, it gives an example on like what you would expect your animation layer setup to look like. You have the scans where uh, like I said previously, you have like the traditional hand drawn stuff would be scanned, and then that's where the scan would go, and then you have like the layers like A and B because they would label it like A or B or A go for the aforementioned dose layer thing or masking layer, and and then more onto the whole thing. And each frame is actually like like their own folder with multiple layers inside. Like there, this one is like a in the proper like animation stuff. It's gonna be like frame one, frame two, something like that. In like if frame one, frame two in the A layer, thing. So you have like A1, A2, or A go one, A go two, and they're all gonna have like their own like thing, like black, and then this paint, and then the red, blue, green. I'm not gonna elaborate on that because like it's like a whole thing. There's a whole lot of things going on. I'm not gonna like there's a bit much, but basically with this you're gonna there's gonna be like yep this sketch thing going on, and then there's the line art, and then eventually you get to the paint. So yeah, you see the blue stuff, and then the blue stuff, the red stuff. It helps like for the whole shading and highlights, and then of course afterwards you have to make the animation happen. I can of course this is like self-explanatory. Like anyone who knows anything about animation, they know that it's basically just multiple pictures, like being put into a very specific sequential order for it to move. But basically, you have like there's keyframes and in between animation, in between frames. As far as like you technically don't need like it for any sort of animation. You technically don't need a like a template or stuff. But again, when it comes to professional stuff, a template is used for the sake of uniformity, like to make things a bit uniform. But when it comes to like a video showcase thing, I want to show you like my own animated show reel, just because I can. And that would be it. Is there any Q&A going on, or whatever, or just that's it. That's it for my presentation. Thank you for listening. I hope you have a good. I have you have a great day, everyone.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Isaac. Uh, our viewers, if you have any questions, you can ask currently or at the end of our stream. We have another separate Q&A session. Okay, if we don't have anything else, I would like to pass on my microphone next to Mr. Faris with his new product, Times by MFS, to introduce a smartwatch for those who like sport and fitnesses at the same time with sacrificing styles. So without further ado, Mr. Fazis, can you present?
All right, Mr. Kai, thank you. So, Assalamualaikum and a very good morning. My name is Muhammad Faris bin Muhammad Khairul Anwar, and I'm from Amosfet. So, first of all, I would like to thank you guys for coming to our booth and to coming to our event. And as for my booth, So for the introduction for my company, Amosfat is a company that combines fashion and innovative technology to enable smart devices to become personalized vehicles, connecting every aspect for future life. Plus, we also focus on living a healthy and active lifestyle, activating the inner drive of consumer, so that they live a life full of enthusiasm and also fun. So, and now Amosfat will introduce to you guys one of our new product, and this product will be focusing on athletes and also for those who love sports. So, for this article are from University Malaya, where they stated that why sport? This is because Malaysia has the highest of obesity among adults on the Southeast Asia, especially during this pandemic. It's getting higher and higher. So Amosfat will be focused for those who love sport and help them to do activities during this pandemic. So the product that we're going to show to you guys is the Times smartwatch. So some of you guys may think that, oh, smartwatch, I better buy a smartwatch from a well-known brand like Samsung, Apple, and so on. But as for the Times, we are more focusing on the extreme lifestyle of sports. Means that this product has a lot of features that's suitable for them who love sport or camping, hiking, rock climbing, and anything related with sport. And this is the features and specs that have at the Time smartwatch, where we have the SpO2, heart rate, and sleeping tracking. And as for the screen that will be implemented for the smartwatch is the AMOLED display, 1.3 inch, 360 times 360. And this smartwatch we implement also the GPS, GLONASS, and etc. And this smartwatch is a water resistant and it has the military certificate for ruggedness. And as for their battery, we have we have put them with 360 mAh, and we have also include the sensor like barometric and geomagnetic and a lot of more. And this device work for Android and also iOS. So as for the benefit of the Time smartwatch, first of all, of course, the military certification, which mean it can adapt the extreme temperature, humidity, salt spray, ice, and freezing rain, and also shock. The AMOLED screen is a build. Moreover, it came with a layer of Gorilla Glass 3 and it is an anti-finger coating, which means it is a strong smartwatch. This smartwatch also have a SpO2 features and also the user function as tracking steps, workout, sleep, heart rate, and etc. This smartwatch also built in GPS, compass, and barometer for the atmospheric pressure. And because of we are focusing for the sports, this smartwatch also have more than 100 sports modes. And this product came with three color, which is white cream or creamy white, black matte, and also navy blue. And that's all for me. Thank you. I'll pass back to Mr. Kai.
Thank you, Mr. Faris, for your wonderful products standing against the top competitions. As you know, smartwatches are not just quite big company stuff like Apple, Samsung, Xiaomi, Huawei's. So it's good to see a local competition as well. And further ado, if you have any questions, you can ask now or after the stream is over. Okay, now we will go to our fourth book of today by Mr. Karim of his products new known as Virtual World It's a VR technology combining the features of Google Maps surrounding your involves in the outside environments without stepping outside your house. So basically, it's a better version of Google Maps. Still better than Apple Maps. So without further ado, I'll give the microphone to Mr. Karen. Mr. Karen.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Kai. Right. Once again, hello and good morning to everyone. My name is Khairul Aswar bin Kifli, and I'm from Virtual World, organized by Multimedia Expo Cyberjaya Homeworld, or short known as MAC. So, first of all, I want to explain what is virtual. So basically, virtual refers to a digitally replicated version of something real, whether it's a machine, a switch, memory, or even reality. Virtual is distinguished from the real by the fact that it lacks an absolute physical form. However, the functionality of virtual is no less than the real one. So when it comes to virtual, people also know the terms of virtual reality, or also known as VR by many. Virtual reality is basically an artificial environment that offers immersive audio and visual experience to users. So these experiences are usually presented through specialized equipment like the VR headset, while the experience is fairly realistic. The user's physical reality does not exhibit any change. So this sample of my poster for the booth virtual reality. So basically, we from the virtual world organized by Mac will be introducing many kinds of virtual equipment to the public. And the main feature of the virtual world is a new virtual software called Virtual Map that will be introduced to the public. So what is a virtual map? Virtual map is a program where you will be using a VR technologies like the one from the right for you to have a full experience of the software. One of the neat feature that we implemented in Virtual Map is a real-time feature that you can switch according to your preference. This feature basically will allow you to experience the day and night time accordingly to your location and time. So if you're in Malaysia, you can experience the day, while everyone on the United States can experience like evening or night. So if you're using Virtual Map during the day, you will have a daytime inside Virtual Map basically. You can say that with Virtual Map, you will be able to experience metaverse like VR chat, but unlike VR chat, Virtual Map will provide a more depth view of reality and virtual combined. The 3D environment inside of the Virtual Map will be built and placed almost exactly as you want. So basically, if you view KL, like you can see the Twin Tower in KL in the Virtual Map, you also can see the Twin Tower basically in the same place with the same height. This will allow you to feel as if you're taking a trip to places that you haven't visited yet. So these are the few benefits of Virtual Map. With Virtual Map, you can socialize like, during this time of COVID, we have like social distance and the rule of social distance, and so basically like, we have to distance lah from each other. But with Virtual Map, you no need for distance from each other. You can socialize with others from abroad, and you can basically like that lah. Sorry, it's a kind of nervous. For business, you can open shop and selling things online like Shopee. But with Virtual Map, you basically can build your own shop, your own stand. You can view the things, put up a picture in your stand, so the others can see and order it online. You can also order food through Virtual Map and having a meeting with other associates. So for entertainment, you can also have a massive multiplayer games. You can play games like sports games. You can play baseball with the other and such lah. You also can have a concerts online, provided you have a quality audio equipment. Because if you have a crappy audio equipment, so it will be like a crap concert lah. So this is the example with virtual map. You can gather around with everyone. You can socialize without a need to distance with each other. And here I will show you like an example of virtual reality video. Sorry, I'm gonna skip a bit. See. So basically, like here are one example what will virtual map will be. You can enjoy the roller coaster ride without needing to go to the fun fair lah. But of course, you cannot feel the wind because how can you feel the wind if you're inside your house? So next will be another example of what you can enjoy through virtual map. So with virtual map, you can enjoy playing games with your friends like this. You also can have like the benefits of exercising lah. No need to just sit around in front of a computer playing games. So why virtual reality? You see, nowadays like so many things happen in Malaysia. You have like weather currently constantly changing. Like before, we have like many states in Malaysia like currently facing like flood. So it's like so many flood happens in Malaysia, and the heat. Many people cannot stand the heat in Malaysia, so they feel like so lazy to go outside. But with visual map, you can still go outside without leaving your home. So the objective of virtual world is basically creating opportunities for people to travel around the world without having weathers as obstacles, as mentioned before. And the objective is to promoting VR technologies for those who didn't know about virtual reality, and to attract people to the benefits of VR and create more interactions with other people through VR. So yeah, basically that's it. I'm gonna change back to Mr. Kai. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Karen. What an amazing idea for virtualities. Hopefully, you can use it part of your final projects or anything, and hopefully your products can be for one day be fully implemented. Okay, since we have sometimes early on, where I like to pass to Mr. Anis with her final showcase for today, VTubelia, which is a VTuber introducing a new way to approach the audience via a 2D avatar instead of using a physical appearances. So without further ado, I would like to pass the microphone to Mr. Anis. Miss Anis?
Assalamualaikum and good morning. My name is Hani Shahira and I want to present my book Virtual Belia. Okay, just by hearing my book name Virtual, Virtual, I believe most of you have heard about the VTuber. And of course, some of it don't know what is a VTuber. So I explain is that a VTuber or virtual YouTuber is an internet antenna which combine computer graphic and real-time motion capture software or technology to create a virtual avatar. And my purpose, my goal is to introduce the VTuber and teach the audience the basic how to become a VTuber. It also gives them a confidence when talking to strangers and fill up their free time in those activities. Okay, so last 2 years ago, there's a last few years ago, there's a pandemic happened. Or that time, people can get a job or isolate in your house. On that time, you must feel bored. The way to escape is by playing a game or message or call to your friends or relative. But do you know how long the quarantine is? Some of us has a money issue when quarantine happened. We can go outside because the government has been ordered to not go outside unless necessary, such as health issue. That is why becoming introvert is the only way. Unfortunately, not many people is brave enough when talking to people in internet. Thereby, becoming introvert can help you more confident when talking to them. When you become a VTuber, there's a lot of huge success in terms of income and viewers. There's also the pros when pick up There's also a pro cons when pick up a video. First of all is you have a countless way to enhance your creativity in your content. There's a fun project that we teach you a lot about business management and communication. Lastly, provide online entertainment provide online entertainers with a sense security. The problem is the model of avatar, equipment and asset are very pricey. When you heard about this matter, you must be worried. Fear not. There are some free free VTuber model avatar and software in internet. You can also create your own avatar. Uh, and when you want to be a VTuber, you only need a webcam, a laptop or computer. If you don't have a webcam or laptop, you can also have a mobile version in Play Store. So the mobile version as a mobile version for Play Store is Bcapsule, which is the left side, and Studio. That's you can search on the Play Store or iOS. For software, VTuber mostly on Steam. There's at least there are 4 or 5 free software that you can use. And lastly, for create your own avatar, you can use Photoshop or VOS Studio. And that's all for my booth. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Miss Anis. Thanks to the VTuber revolutions, now most industries are looking to using VTubers for advertisements and marketing. So not a bad idea. Okay, now we're done with all of our 5 cases of our showcases. Now we would like to go through our Q&A session. If you have any questions related to any of the products that you guys want to have, or you are curious that you may want to use those products for your own ideations, or you like to help them develop it into a fully usable product one day. These are great ideas that can help young generations these days to have a good startups of their firm holes, especially go for developments lah. Now, if there's no Q&A, we will end our streams. So we'll give them about 5 minutes. If there's no questions, we will end the stream today. Now, in the meantime, I would like to have everyone's final thoughts and opinions of your products one by one. So at least one, everyone can get the microphone says about it. Starting with Ayman's. Anyone have any comments on his ideas? His spread of awareness? You want? Okay, feel free to open your microphone.
I like the idea because not many kind of like aware of the identity theft happens nowadays. It haven't happened to me yet, but basically I also need to be cautious lah because of this kind of thing already happened to many nowadays. So basically, yeah, I like the kind of like to create awareness towards the others, for the others.
Thank you, Khalil.
Anyone has other comments of his approach? Okay, moving on. Let's go with Mr. Hazik ideas. How was his uh, solutions to help young generation people or new startups to help create digital animations? Anyone want to like give your comments?
For Hazik is the 2D animation created digitally, right? So basically, it's kind of like revolution now because of in the past people really doing an animation with the 2D hand drawn. It took time and many a lot of money. If Hazik's idea, people already started to accept lah this kind of 2D digital animation.
Anyone else? Okay, so that's how we'll move to Mr. Faris' ideas of his smartwatch, trying to be the underdog against all these big companies, his small competitions. Anyone would like to share the ideas and comments? Anyone else, please? Ayman, Hazik.
I think that the inventions of the smartwatch is similar to Samsung's nowadays. Samsung is a big company, but for local companies, I think it's quite interesting and the idea is there. So I hope that the product is doing good and everything.
Any other questions? Yeah, for that's kind of similar to Apple Watch first time when they introduced their Apple Watches. It was back then it was quite limited because back then it was quite limited in terms of features. Like the features that they wanted to buy was the heart monitoring systems. Uh, they didn't use it as a phone because it was too small. They was too slow because the chip was a very simple one. But these days, more competitions they have their own ways to make it separately or different from the competitions. Mainly like Samsung with the integration to Androids and working with Google's, Apple's sticking with their own iOS, Huawei linking to their medical systems in the government. So yeah, it's good to have a local companies, especially locally produced, so can local pricing and it's also support like our own economy as well. Next, virtual map, virtual world. Anyone has comments about his? Come on, anyone, don't be shy.
Yeah, I think the explanations about the VR is very important nowadays, today especially, because nowadays trend is VR, like some VR, VTuber, and everything. So I think that people need knowledge about the VR, especially. So I think that it's a good presentations to introduce about the VR.
Thank you, Mr. Aiman.
Okay, the idea of picture map, I like the idea. It's like as you said, since the COVID, we can go outside and not later to overseas. And plus, virtual map idea is also good when come to the culture heritage. I mean, learning the culture heritage around the globe, around the world. So, I really like that one idea. The Google Map, we can see what are they doing. I mean, if only there are some video video in Google Map how they show about it. I think they also can learn from the user if they add the feature of video to learn the culture or the language and so on. I think that's all for me.
Thank you, Miss Anis.
Finally, we have Miss Annie's own idea, which is her VTuber, kind of fitting with the virtual mat, Anyone has comments about it? Mr. Azik?
I'm sorry, I really don't have anything to like really say like or like add on. It's like okay, I'm just like I was watching and listening. I was like, oh okay, okay, but then there's nothing for me to really like add on to the.
Paris, have you any comments?
For me, it is an interesting awareness because this is my first time heard about the VTuber, and it is a good for the introvert person to start talk to cameras.
You, since it's actually your first time, actually it's like Malaysia is quite rare to see lah. Like it's quite a like small communities. In fact, Indonesia has our competition lah. Indonesia has been quite popular thanks to the big cover corp Hololive. They have their
Yeah.
own VTuber branch in Indonesia, which helps to promote their cultures, the language, to even to the Western worlds. So maybe one day if Malaysia gets popular enough, we might get our own like VTuber groups lah, or idol groups. Doesn't have to be idols. It can be just because VTubers are just personalities. They just like talk hosts, shows, yeah, cast characters to help promote what they wanted to know about. Mainly it's culture lah, or culture. These are all men and women of culture. Stop laughing. Um. We have before if you need to ask questions, so we're already past the 5 minutes mark. Seems that if you know any other questions from our viewers in the chat, uh, this stream will be available on our YouTube channel, so you can replay them in if you want to look about it. And if you want to review the ideas that we have, you can share our Instagram pages that we will share, and also if you want to contact us or anything, feel free to drop down in the comment section below. And without further ado, I would like to end today's stream. So thank you for participating for our show host today. Our a bit small tech wiki, and everyone say bye bye.
Alright, thank you everyone. Bye.
Hi.
Bye.
Hope to see you
Thank you,
next
Mr. Kai.
year. If there's a
Thank
next year.
you.
Hello. So thank you for watching our live stream just now. That was the replay of our main event on 20th March 2022. So we presented the funding ons earlier on. Now, those who were presented earlier today, we're going to have our final thoughts and discussions, a bit of a podcast thingy to go around. So if my members are still here, you can turn on the camera, so today's optional. Okay, welcome gentlemen. So today is our post-mortem or showcases for today. The MC Expo was done carry out successfully without any hiccups nor any problems that we have faces other than some minor technical issues that we faces, but everything is manageable at this time. So before we start, I would like to share this link into the live chat, so people, if you have questions or comments you want to reach us, you may reach us through the Meet. I'll be posting this in our both our Instagram pages, MCX 2022, and also the live stream of our main YouTube channel. Okay, now before we start, does any of our members have some general thoughts on the whole event itself? I'd like to start with Ayman.
Kind of exposure that gives people's knowledge about the technology itself, and then event like this is happens has happened before, like computer festival or anime fest. uh, Although anime is not related to technology a bit, but there has been exposure about the IT itself. So for me, these kinds of expo or event is very good for public to know about technology and to educate themselves about the technology.
Thank you, Ayman. Mr. Azik.
Um, well, there's like there's not really much for me to say. Like, there's just plenty. All of us are just here like showing off stuff, just to either to help more or and like entertain. There's a whole lot of things we do with the technology, but overall, it's just we're just here, and then there's not really much for me to really add on to this whole thing. Just I just want to say something for the sake of saying something.
Oh, we
Sorry.
are live, so kind of. Yeah. Mr. Faris.
For me, it's just interesting event because nowadays you can see not all people understand the virtual reality, the VTuber, and everything with that. And it's a good uh, awareness for us to show to them. And yeah, I hope it will help most of us, especially during this pandemic and online thingy. And yeah, that's it for me.
Mr. Karen.
All right. I really like the events, like because we can introduce our virtual reality and our technology to all the people that haven't known about all of this technology lah. But like Mr. Kai said before, like because of the technology booming, like we have so many competitions. Like Mr. Faris watch, like we there's already like so many watch with the all the smartwatch comparing pairing with the smartphone and everything. So Mr. Faris watch need like more function than the other smartwatch. So it's like to attract more customer. And then like Miss Anis, like the VTubers, like like nowadays, especially during the pandemic, it's like the VTuber business is like really booming, especially for the international lah. The Hololive EN, the Nijisanji EN and every such. It's like we have so many competitions nowadays. So it's like we need to introduce more and more technology. It's like to keep improving. So I really like this event because we still introduce the basic, and from there we improving lah the VTuber, Mr. Hazik, the 2D drawing software, and of course Mr. Aiman, the identity theft awareness lah.
Okay.
So yeah, I think that's it lah for me.
Miss Anis.
Hello. Unfortunately, I
Take your time.
unfortunately I don't know what to say. I just want to say that this event really help to others, especially all the contents are given. So, I'm sorry, I don't have I don't have anything to say.
Okay, thank you. Guys, try to be more open-minded a little bit because we're a bit of a final discussions whether or not about your understanding of your own topic or others people's product as well. So thank you everyone for your comments on your final discussion, on the final reflections on this event as a whole. Now, starting with Mr. Imon's event products, you're more into fire awareness than to the actual like product itself, because there are multiples antivirus softwares, VPNs and everything. So in your case, do you have any like particular products that you may recommend, or people who are looking for a way to defend themselves from those cyber attacks?
Okay, so if you look into like 5 years ago, I think 10 years ago, you can look 5 or 10 years ago. There's no Windows 10. We use Windows 7s, Windows XP, but mostly Windows 8. So the problem is Windows 8. There's no. They start to implement with their own Windows Defender or their own antivirus, and then people start to uninstall their current antivirus, for example like Kaspersky and everything. But back then, in 10 years, 5 years ago, they use Kaspersky for internet security and all that. But when Windows start implement with Windows Defender, Windows guarantee that it works exactly like others internet security or computer security like Kaspersky, AVG, and all that. So after Windows start introduced with Windows 10, they start to reinforce their Windows Defender and their own firewall programs and everything. So they would suggest that you only need to install like malware software, anti-malware software, for example like Malwarebytes. Malwarebytes is the great examples of it's not antivirus software, it's just malware, anti-malware software. So the difference between virus and malware is like virus is a virus, but malware is more deadly to your computer. For example, like I think that 5 years ago there's a case about I think malware ransom, something like that. Yes, the issue is with malware ransom is from the email, and then the user open the email and open the link, everything, and then they lock your computer, and then they they say that okay, I have your files, and then you need to pay a certain amount to this Bitcoin and everything. Usually, the amount is ridiculous, so people need to pay for their to get back their file. So the problem with ransomware or these kinds of antivirus cannot detect this kind of malware. But for Malwarebytes, that is anti-malware, can detect that malware. So I think that what we should do as user, first of all, of course, we need to we need to keep in mind that safety of our personal identity is very important. So you shouldn't click any link that you are not comfortable with. And then I think for extra security, you need to keep update your Windows Defender. And then for extra security, you may need to install Malwarebytes. Usually, if you look at uh, statistics between Malwarebytes and antivirus software, Malwarebytes is has a quite I think I would say that successful counter attack with these kind of virus. I think, yep, I think that's all for me.
So it's not just one particular product, but type of products that you may
Yes.
use.
Yes.
Interesting. Does anyone of you have any antivirus software they have installed, or they just use the default Windows Defender by Microsoft? One.
The default one.
I mean, technically, there is one other antivirus software that is called Common Sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
Isn't
people
that with
nowadays that can simply be
I
for
mean,
example.
of course, children. Of course, the more naive people, like children and stuff. Obviously, they don't know any better. But when it comes to people like the more grown up people like us, we have the experience and the common sense to know what's up. But yeah, of course, antivirus stuff is helpful, of course.
Yeah, that's the thing. But when PDRM release statements or statistics based on cybercrime cases, the age for cybercrime cases is between 20 to 30. It's like 10,000 cases. So, for example, like people that age 40 to 50, it's still around 10,000 cases. So, the urge of use of update your Windows Defender and Malwarebytes and to educate the public about the cybersecurity itself is still concerned.
The thing is about antivirus. It's not just from software we can experience the malware. It's like from through social media. We have like from Discord, WhatsApp. It's like a lot of people are already like getting hacked through social media. I already got hacked through Discord before. There's like something like force promote the Discord premium or something. I forgot. So basically,
Yeah.
all the contacts in my list got like spam
Mm.
through my account lah. It's like all of my contact got spam the email, the promote stuff.
Yeah, but usually that this kind of software, for example, like Google's or Discord, they start you use like two ways or authenticated something. So you need
Mm-hmm.
to confirm with your mobile phones to log in everything. Then you need to
Yeah,
your backup your emails. So I think most social media nowadays use that kinds of safety.
Hmm. All right. Thanks for the good opinions. Next, now this is for our next booth, Mr. Isaac's booth, the visual world animations. Now this kind of a personal, but do you have any experience of artworks or animations?
Yeah, of course I do. I mean, aside from aside from like the little doodles you see for my presentation and stuff, and and also the poster. There's also I also like had I once had an internship at OLM Asia. They of course they do like the in between stuff for different all sorts of different anime. The ones of course most people are mostly gonna know them for like Pokemon stuff, and yeah, I did some Pokemon. I did some like Pokemon stuff during my internship as well. Um, like for anyone who knows like the Pokemon evolution anime stuff they put on YouTube. I had some part for like the first episode for the big fight against Eternatus. Yeah, that I have a bit of that, and then but then even then before then, I already show off stuff like my anime show reel stuff. There's already like a bunch of stuff I've shown during the whole presentation thing during the replay thing. It was mine, so yeah.
So I have a questions. This is not related to the software or anything. For example, like I know that you can draw, right, Mr. Aziz? So, for example, like there's a landscape or portrait or everything. Usually, what people wants to know that what's in your mind when it comes to drawing. Is it do you focus on the face or do you focus on the shapes? So, what's in your mind when you start drawing, and what do you focus on when you start drawing?
Oh, that one. It really it kind of depends on like the the overall thing. Like if like say like if you're just doing like just a bust of a person, and then and so like or maybe if you're like if okay, for example, if you're like if that whole image thing is actually like specifically like of a splash page of like someone like reacting to something, and then that's when I focus more on the expression or the face or the expression, blah blah. But then it's like if it's just if it's more like um hold on, I need something to think. Actually, yeah, actually, like all you need to know is like it basically very much depends on like what the overall big picture is. Sometimes sometimes I do the face, but then sometimes I just do the body expression. Sometimes it's more to the general atmosphere, and then the person is just more of like a secondary to the whole thing. It's more about the background atmosphere and everything. It's so much. All of this depends on what exactly the big picture of that I'm trying to accomplish.
But I still believe that for you to able to draw something, I think it's a gift. So let's say that you want to draw something, right? For example, like landscape. So for me, I cannot draw. 100% cannot draw. Either digitally or by hand. I still cannot draw. So I still believe that drawing is a gift. So do you agree with me that drawing is a gift, or you must be? I think that for example, usaha, the words usaha or something like that, to be able to draw.
The effort, you mean?
Yes, effort.
It depends. Like like I do believe there is something of a gift aspect to it, but in my opinion, it's more to how much it's more to how much your mind and how much you know you can actually execute the mental image that comes to mind. How much you can execute that well is the gift, but there is still some you can still practice to reach that point, um to really get to it. But yeah, you are correct a bit in the sense that there is some form of sort of gifting involved, but but that doesn't mean you can you'll dismiss like, oh I effort is meaningless. No, there is still some effort, uh you know, that that is there in order to at least improve, regardless of if you are gifted or not.
Okay, so let's say that I want to learn to draw. Is it better for me to learn hand drawn or by using drawing tablet? Which is better?
I actually suggest like paper, like just traditional on paper, because like because because when it comes to like digital like stuff, like you because when it comes to digital stuff when it comes to digital stuff, like you kind of have to like really we have to really like set things according to like you kind of need to have experience. You kind of need to already have the experience of drawing to really take full advantage of actually using a tablet, actually. Like so like you kind of need to start with like just on paper, and then you move on to like a tablet and stuff.
Anyone else have other questions? No one?
Just one more question for Mr. Hazik. It's like for drawing, which part do you find the most difficult part to draw? It's like, is it the face, the body proportion, the hand? Like for me, I feel like the hand is the most difficult lah, because you need to have like proper length from the middle to the thumb and everything. Yeah. So which one do you think is the most difficult for you to draw?
Honestly, well, I don't actually like. I guess it's really less about what part I actually have more difficulty drawing, and more like the part at what angle, like say the body, like from a very specific angle is like,
Like
but
the perspective.
yeah, perspective, but like from the top perspective thing, it's a
Yeah.
bit hard for me to. But then I suppose like the most difficulty, I guess, is probably like making sure the head shape is like consistent, because sometimes like, because it's easy to like from one drawing to another, it's like it's easy to like accidentally make it look different, accidentally
Yeah,
make
yeah,
the
yeah.
head shape look different, so like, which is why like in and like when you do animation and stuff like that, right? They have like there's always like the reference sheet and stuff, so like you can but then at the same time, it's like when you do like in between animation, they already have like the keyframes for the one, so
Mhm.
so the key animators have already like done the hard work of making sure the head shape stays consistent to begin with, so you just have to like do the in between stuff anyway. So
Mhm.
Okay, now that brings me next my questions for animations. Uh, yes, for example, like you say that the animations for characters like keyframe next by keyframe, right? So I need to know your opinions on, for example, like some of the animes are hand drawn. The backgrounds means like the CT backgrounds, they are hand drawn. Some of it use CG. So which is better, using CG or hand drawn?
it very much depends on like what exactly you're trying to achieve, like because like if you're like if you're doing like something really elaborate with like the panning cameras and stuff, it's like so much simpler to do CG. But here's the thing, because like because I see people like kind of like uh view CG negatively, but at the same time there are still people who are working on it. There's still some effort put into it, like trying to make sure it like fits. And then there's also not to mention there are also like CG, like fully CG anime, as in like, oh, like both like the whole thing is fully CG, so there is like obviously there are CG backgrounds involved and stuff like that. But of course I'm sure you're thinking more about like the ones that are that are more like more on the 2D side, that occasionally switches things to 3D. In that sense, like it's use CG makes sense only for like something that's a bit more on the elaborate side of things. But when it comes to just the simple stuff, 2D works best. Yeah.
I come from a more of a my animation background, since my original courses was in arts and graphic design. So I won't say called difficulties, just time consuming. Yeah, that's the big part of it.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. I do agree with the sentiment that it's more time consuming than hard, but there are times where it's hard, like trying to make it look right, or unless you're an in between animator, where the difficulty comes more to trying to satisfy the person who's going to like who you're sending your stuff to, and then like, oh, you have to do correction. You it I'm pretty sure I end up like spending an all nighters because of that. Like I end up like like end up doing it just a bit wrong, and it's like, oh no.
Okay, thank you for the comments. We can go back to your discussion anytime soon. Since all of our topics today are kind of interrelated each other, like virtual mats, VTubers, because it's also 3D anime. Because VTubers also have animations of their own, especially 2Ds and 3D avatars. There's a bit more hassle to animate, especially have to do it live with like tracking software. Okay, so next let's go to Mr. Farah's booth about smartwatches. Now, personally, do you use any smartwatches or any products that's related to it, or any like health device we call it, daily use?
So for me, before this, for now I'm using the Amosfet. But before this, I'm try to buy the Apple smartwatch, but the price is not very reasonable. So that's why I changed with another watch, and it's kind of more ruggedness than the smartwatch from Apple. Compared with the price, because I bought it with like 400 something like that, to compare with Apple with 2K or 3. And for the smart anything with technology, I only have the smartwatch. I never had any equipment for the house. And yeah, for me this smartwatch is good, especially for those who love sport, because some of people they have some what we call semangat to do the sukan and to do the sport, because we can track our activities. And some of people need to know their, like, especially for the jogging, they need to know their track, they need to know their steps, so they can compare themselves with before past result. So for me to compare with other brand, it is a reasonable smartwatch to bought, to buy, to purchase. And and yeah, that's it. If you have other question, you can ask.
Okay, so just now you mentioned that the price, for example, like Apple products compared to other, for example, like Huawei products, the price is quite different. So, in your own opinions, why do you think the difference in price is that? Is it because of the specs, or is it maybe okay? Apple brand has, I think that maybe touch screens or anything. So, why is the big difference in prices in your own opinion?
Based on my opinion, if we want to compare Huawei and Apple, I think their product usually like a same, because their product concept more too elegant and minimalist. So for me, their product, if you want to compare with the price, the Apple much more pricey because of their own brand. And based on my opinion, their product just the same product, just the same what we call quality, I think. If you want to talk about their product with me lah, because I never used the Apple product yet. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so that brings me to my next questions. So, smartwatch, for example, like normal watch, usually for big people like me, obese people like me, they have a big wrist. So the strap is usually for like normal watch, we used to replace the wrist for bigger size and everything. But how about smartwatch? I think we've compared to Samsung, they need to pay extra like 100, or some of the models can't replace the strap. So for Apple, I'm not sure about Apple. I think it goes the same, but much pricier. So do you think that this smartwatch needs to release a products that are universal strap. Example like, okay, you buy a smartwatch and then you just don't need to replace the strap. For people like me lah, for obese people like me, big guy like me.
You and me just like the same size. So, so for me, the universal size for the wrist, I think it's better for you to use like the Fit, what we call the Fitbit, I think.
Fitbit.
Fitbit, I think, because I don't know about the Samsung that they have to buy a separate wrist. Because for what I'm using right now, it just fit fine, I think. It almost like the end of the I'm using it. It almost at the end it. To compare with Apple and Samsung, for me, is it like a limited size? I don't
Yeah,
know about that.
usually they came in with smaller size or medium size, but for
No,
for big people like me, they need to replace the strap. So or they buy their third or their brand China brands for the strap.
like the
They need to
party.
replace. Mm.
I don't know. I don't have any experience about that. But if you talk about like that, and I think it's going to be hard, especially it's not universal for all of us. It's going to be like limited for like a normal person to use it, and it's going to close up your audience to buy because it is smartwatch, especially for those one like a big guy like us. We need to do for sports, so we need to monitor ourselves, and it's going to be limited for us to use. And yeah, that's it for me.
All right, Mr. Faris.
Yeah.
The main thing I'm concerned with smart technology is like the battery life duration. So compared to Apple and Samsung, it's like for almost fat smartwatch, it's like how long is the battery life can last after once you fully charge it?
Surprisingly, I'm a MOSFET user. It almost can last until like a month because I'm using just to monitor the time and also my steps. That's all. And I can hold it until a month. To compare with Apple or Samsung, I already asked some my friends that have been used. They said every day they need to charge, so it's like uh, it's it's too far to compare for the battery life. For those who love jungle trekking or hiking, it's very 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 recommended to use.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Faris.
Okay.
I'm less active. That's why I didn't get like heart monitoring stuff.
I can see that.
No, I'm just a bit tired these days. I don't do much trekking because well, there's not much place for me to go trekking actually in cyber. Yes, back then when I go to when I studied in Negeri Sembilan, we used to go to the I almost forgot the name of Bukit already. It's like a privately owned land, so people go there for hiking such. So quite like a good outdoor trek activity lah for exercising. Yeah, but most people I see buy the smartwatches just for exercise uses lah. I mean these days you just need something that can monitor the heart rate lah for quote unquote health benefits.
Yeah, true.
Yes. So if I'm switching to a more I guess healthier lifestyles and it's not look and there's a market for it lah. So company will take opportunity to get as much branding from that as well. I mean you
But
can
when you buy
adjust them.
smartwatch, you are looking for the functionality or the design. For
It's
me, for me, I think I look for the design and then functionality because looks more important than functions. So I don't know
Indeed.
about you guys.
Yes, it's something that you are wearing daily, like your
yeah.
glasses, keychains, shoes, your shirts. It's a wearable, smart tech. That's why people are concerned more to looks than functionalities. Sometimes they can, like the new Apple Watch 5, wait, 5 or 6 something. They increase the screen size to much bigger compared to the older generations like the Apple Gen 3. Like, and also they rounded the edges a bit, because if they make it like a square, like their regular iPhones squared it or cornered it screen, it'll give much more tension surface and more space for the engineers to like design. But we're talking about Apple here. They don't give a damn about engineering. Just like
But
the
off topic, why people nowadays like right, reaching for the Omega viral watch thing?
Oh, the Swatch, Omega X Watch, something like that.
Yeah.
I think it's look for the design, right? The Omega thing, or is it the brand? I'm not sure, but if you look at the Omega X Watch, the design is quite beautiful, and it's look premium looks. But I think the price is what, 2,000 or 1,000? I'm
yeah,
not sure,
but
and
it's
it's
not
limited,
just good
right?
looking. It's also vintage. They still using like a digital. It's still digital. They still use like a traditional analog clock. You see people these days, there's like the enthusiast watch collectors lah. They collect your watches, but they never wear it because they were too precious. And the event actually got so mad that the manager himself, like the boss, he like got so mad because
Yeah.
he didn't expect this many people. Like you all complain like you're so poor, and now and I sell a watch for like 1,000 ringgit. That it's not even a smartwatch. It's more to like a normal vintage watch, and you still come to buy a lineup, and I get blamed off the COVID.
Yeah, but people still buy it because they think that it's an investment. So in like 5 years, they can resell it for the double the price or triple the price. So maybe some people buy for investment, but some people buy for the looks.
Yeah. True.
But I think that the premium looks very important and limited edition. So Omega, it's premium brand.
Yeah, because remember, it's the events not just in Malaysia, Singapore. This is the one that we see. It's international, the US, UK, well, except for China lah, because China be China. But I think this just show like general Malaysians' opinions, like how Malaysians are quite anti-West, in terms of like counter cultural opinions and politicals. But when it comes to products, they will bypass it. I mean, just look at. Okay, let's talk the east side where like TikTok. You know how Malaysians like, oh, China or something, but then they use TikTok lah. They use Chinese brand, they use Chinese softwares, Chinese products, Chinese boba, especially like teas. And I won't call them hypocrite, but it just show like Malaysian in general lah.
That's true.
Okay, so thank you for opinions. Let's go to Mr. Kairos about your virtual world. Now, have you heard of Google Earth before? I think everyone
Yeah,
heard
I
of Google
heard
Earth
it.
lah. So they have a so there's a VR functionalities, which we might demo later after our finish our discussion today. Now, in your opinion, what does your can separate from the main competition, like the might of the Google? Because there are many companies that have tried to taken over like the Google monopoly of the map world, like Apple Map. uh, and some
Yeah.
countries have some restrictions on their own maps, like China, for instance. China topography, which is the study of or making practice of making maps, is considered an illegal act and can be
Yeah.
considered espionage. Yeah.
Mhm.
So let's show. They can talk about it.
Okay. So, like you say, there's already like multiple software like Google Earth. They show like the virtual version of the globe lah, the Earth. The thing that separates virtual map from Google Earth is like virtual map is like instead of just viewing the Earth from like the virtual version of it, it's like you can experience it. It's like instead of just looking at for example, instead of looking at roller coaster through the Google Earth, you actually can ride the roller coaster in virtual map. Of course, you cannot feel the wind. It's like it's weird if you can feel the wind from the virtual, right? So if you want to feel the wind, just put a fan on your left so you can feel the wind. So in virtual map you can experience it. You can sell things, like you can open shop online, and you can design your shop to look like as if it's the your real shop in the real life, and you can buy stuff, you can sell. So that's the thing that separate virtual map from Google Earth lah. So the thing about China is like that's one of the obstacle lah, that happens for virtual maps. Like some places you cannot use it use it as a map because it considers as an illegal act. So the things we still trying to find a solution for that. So I still cannot say absolutely sure lah if that kind of place will be input inside the virtual map. So anyone else?
Okay, so when we talk about the virtual map, the Google Earth things, uh, do you expect in the near future, or maybe I think in the near future, for example, like instead of just using virtual on the surface itself, maybe is it possible that we can view like from the underwater, maybe for example, like view virtual in Mariana Trench? So, do you think in the near future is it possible?
Yes, I think so because technology keeps on improving. It's like we already have like the virtual concert, and nowadays, like I already spent some money viewing virtual concert. So I think yeah, it's possible. There's already like virtual sports. I forgot what's the title of the video, but there's a one virtual spot in YouTube.
Virtual spot.
Is it like the same with the Mark Zuckerberg show us, like the metaverse, anything that?
Yeah, I think so. But hang on.
For
I mean, technically, with the metaverse, it's like that's. I mean, with metaverses, that's pretty much like a thing that's always existed. It's just that the name for metaverse is now always going to be associated with this old Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, but the metaverse is still a social media platform, right?
Yeah. So basically, like, if you know VR chat, that's already like metaverse because you can go inside it, you can chat with the others and everything. So VR chat is already like metaverse, example of metaverse. It doesn't have to be related to Mark Zuckerberg or anything. So
Yeah, of course. Like I mean, technically, like any sort of like even like MMOs or like big game stuff like like Habbo and stuff, they're all like sort of similar things already before then.
because metaverse, generally speaking, metaverse is not a software. It's like the evolution of the web itself. So
yeah.
what we call the internet today, like this entire web, the the net itself, the metaverse tends to not replace it, but as an evolutionary form of it. So
Mhm.
because the internet, whether it exists today, is accessed physically through a system. Now the metaverse is meant to make it virtually. That's why I don't really blame people to play the meta. The meta is just a way to introduce it. Their plan is to get more companies to get together to standardize things lah, basically. Because
Alright,
the
yeah.
internet was born without any like proper standardization as well. It was kind of like from bunch of randomness to stitched together into one huge thing together. So that's Metaverse that is right now is taking their approach as well. Their existence because we're not just social gathering. There's also more to marketing, advertisements, communications, commuting, share works, and etc. Because we're rapidly engaged evolving our technology, and we're almost reaching our like current technological limits, especially like in the silicon sites where our chips are getting smaller, but we're at a threshold how small, how much we can squeeze that technology into one small things. So if we
Yeah.
cannot do the hardware part, we might just focus on the software itself, and in this case, the meta itself, lah, the entire universe. And this was questions about our existence of, whether our society, our like current living, it's a simulation. Because if we have reached that kind of milestone of simulations, then you may question yourself that we can simulate it, but are we being simulated to simulate something?
Yeah.
Simulation. It's like the good old
Yeah,
days of
but
Matrix.
yeah, but when we talk about virtual world, we think about virtual headset and everything, right? So I think
Yeah.
that before VR become famous, the hardware itself, I think Google started introduce the Google Glass. I think Google Glass. I think it's like a mini computer that you wear on your specs. So, but
Oh,
back
we got
then,
a hold on. We got a surprise guest. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to welcome our future secretary. Hello, Madam Natalia Fodrit. We shall
Hello,
continue our
madam.
discussion. So, Mr. Ayman, just now you talking about hardware and software.
so again to continue. So Google has introduced. I think back then, Google Glass before the VR headset become famous, right? So and then the production of Google Glass, I think it's limited or not sure, but the production is just stopped, just like that stopped. And then recently, Ray-Ban started introduced its own smart spectacle, something like that, the same as Google Glass, but with bigger glass. So it's like a Ray-Ban glass. So, in your own opinion, will VR headset become like that, or maybe it's just the bulkier size, the current ones?
Hmm. That's a pretty hard question to answer. The thing is, like Mr. I said, it's like uh, as the years go by, it's like all of our technology chip like becomes much smaller. It's like maybe in the future we will have like a VR headset becoming like a Google Glass, so we can carry it anywhere we want. But the thing is, we still haven't uh, we still not sure yet if it's still possible or not, because in VR headset we still need like the controller to control our character and everything.
The tactile
Uh,
feedback. Yeah.
but there's already like multiple it's like some people already try to plant chip inside their brain, so maybe I think it's possible in the future we can try to control our character through our using our brain, and then maybe the VR set will be possible to carry anywhere we want, like the Google Glass.
Yeah, it's true. But one of the main concerns for the VR developer is the immersions. When user use the VR headset and then when they use software like the virtual maps, the immersion is a very important thing, right?
Yeah. The mission part is mainly because of our sixth sense. It's like we cannot incorporate that into the VR. It's like sense of touch, the sense of taste, we cannot incorporate that into the VR. So it's still a long way to go before we can completely fully getting fully immersed into the VR, because there's our sixth senses cannot be incorporated into VR.
Is it impossible, or is it, for example, like touch? Of course, I can, because you can use the tactile feedback from the grip itself. And for example, like the sense of smells, is it impossible in the near future?
For now, with all the research has that's been going on for the VR, I think it's not possible. But perhaps maybe in the future, like somebody might be able to incorporate the sense of smell. But for now, I don't think it's possible.
I see. Okay,
But for VR headset, they're focusing more to visual, right?
Yeah,
Than the audio.
but they still focus on the human sense, right? For the immersions, if you just focus on the visuals, there's no immersions there. For example, like immersions and audio, so that's a combo that the VR developer use, right?
the VR developers for immersion in the video and visual and audio. It's like mostly rather than visual. I think it's in my opinion, it's mostly in the audio because even with headset, if you use the 3D environment option for in our headset, we can we can get like partially immersed in the. It's like if we see the videos like the dinosaur video or anything, if we use the 3D environment, it's like you can feel like as if you're in there. If the dinosaur is behind you, it's like the 3D environment will let you feel like as if the dinosaur is behind you. So that's also basically for VR lah. It's like the audio is more than the visual lah, for you to get fully immersed in the VR.
Yeah, I think the audio part can be example like Dolby Atmos,
Yeah,
something like that. The 3D audio something.
These are like existing standards that we already like IMAX in the cinemas lah.
Yeah,
yeah,
I think in the near future the cinema will be changed. You know, nowadays
Yeah.
the cinema is you can lie down everything and then
yeah.
see something like you experience in 3D. So yeah, I think in the near future cinema will be changed.
There's some place I think I forgot the name. It's like basically it's like just it's like a cinema, but you're wearing like VR. I think it's they are wearing headset, but basically like you're sitting like sitting on a roller coaster, and then basically like they will splash water in front of you. It's like you can feel the roller coaster going on. And then the water will splash up. I think it's like some stuff splashing water on you or something. I forgot. So
Actually,
I
we
haven't
can-
tried yet.
I think I know that video. The guy with the roller coaster. Oh, he's right there.
Right. So any question?
Actually, are you a VR student?
Uh, no, not really. I'm from animation and visual effect course.
Because yeah, we find
But,
some knowledge into VR as well.
That to say, you really knowledge about all VR stuff.
No,
Like that.
I kinda interested in VR since the pandemic lah. It's like watching a lot of VTuber stuff.
Oh, understand.
Yes, Mr. Azik. It seems like you have a question with your mouth wide open like that.
I think I should share the video of this guy.
This is the experience that the builders had when they were walking on scaffolding across London, 800 feet high up where they were building the shuttle. I'm trying to put it off, aren't I? You can tell. I know what you're thinking. The goggles, they're an improvement. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go, Joe.
No, I like how
Ooh.
he's like trying to make it more interesting, not boring.
Well, when you have it on your head,
Is it going to be
you
limited
really feel like you're
step
suspended.
because of the
So this
wire?
is just pleasure for us watching Richard being tortured.
You can see guys
Oh.
like.
Oh, is that
screaming.
right?
No, this way is
Oh.
very
The
dangerous.
heights to which he'll go to.
Oh.
Are you alright, Richard?
Oh, no, it's horrible.
Oh, you just dropped a glove.
Oh,
You can see like his hand movements are even aligned.
I've never heard Richard so
So
quiet
I
for
think
so
this-
long. He's just going, sorry, if talk,
I think this one is
Richard, you
using the
enjoying it? Should
camera.
we
It's
just
like
leave you
the
in your
I can't
pain
believe
and
it's
misery?
horrendous.
Sensor camera, I guess.
mm.
Oh! Oh! Ah! Oh my goodness!
Yeah, this one is basically like one of the cinema using this kind of chair.
gotta give props to him for that kind of level of acting.
Sorry, this is abusive. I think you need to get honestly. It's brilliant.
This is one of the sample which visual is more important than
My
audio.
goodness me. Richard, what we do to you?
Hold on.
What's happened? Oh, it's all going awfully well.
We are actually going to do the news in 15 minutes. Here we go with it.
Now then you can compare like to this girl riding it. So yeah, that's basically what people thought of VR technology. I mean, there's one thing that is one the entire exhibition was located in a skyscraper, so that already like included the height scanners already, plus supporting them. So it's not entirely the virtual thing that scares them, but putting the exhibition entirely outside on top of the floor, then yeah, you're gonna make them scare.
I think for the first time experience using VR, even though you can see that even though the guy walks in the flat surface, and then in VR he's in like a bridge, something like that. I think you just your body reactions that you walk. I think that your body walks like a bridge, even though it's on flat surface. So I think for the first time user experience, for people who have never used VR, I think that you should try. You said that you can just walk by and then nothing's happened, right? But when you use your VR headset, even though you are, for example, like the scenario is walking a bridge, and then you are standing in real life in a flat surface, your body is just naturally
trying to balance
to the virtual world. So for anyone who have not used VR, you can try it, experience yourself.
By the way, we're actually VR students for final year.
Yeah, me and Kai are VR students.
Yeah, so we've spent our last 3 years studying and integrating into like VR systems, VR designs, how the architecture works, what kind of user experience we want the users to actually immerse to. So I'm actually impressed by your knowledge of like VR lah, that's why.
Yeah. Thank you.
Speaking of virtual, let's go to we have virtual idols, now we go for our virtual idols, virtual personas.
Yay.
So I think we've seen the last trend of virtual idols or virtual avatars in the past years, before COVID. Would you, for those people who don't know what a virtual idol is, can you give them like a brief explanation about it?
Virtual idol is like a 2D or 3D character. You can replace like now and replace your favorite character you want. You can create your character, or maybe you can commission someone who good doing this virtual stuff. I think mostly if one commission, you can go to Twitter. Mostly that place the most place for commission for virtual. And how was it? And plus to make the actual it's just simple, just a cable and then the microphone, and that's it. If you want make more advanced and buy if want to make more advanced, just buy some equipment to get more experience.
So I did some research about the VTuber, but specifically for the Japanese. I'm not sure is it a culture thing in Japan, but
Yes,
when I
it's
researched,
such a thing. It's become popular thanks to one famous Vita idol, which is Kizuna Ai. I think like last few years lah.
but this thing, for example, like they start like a production team, some sort of like that, and then every 3 or 5 years they start to replace the VTuber to a new something like that, and then they call it a batch. So and then at the end of the I think like 3 years, and then they graduates. I still don't understand about the graduate things.
Oh, graduate. There's some. First, because the contract between the company. Second. Okay, that one kind of sensitive. But second one, sometimes the video idol, sometimes they always make a mistake, and because of that they have to graduate or maybe left. And lastly, because the fans, as there's some anti-fan going on here, so I just kind of ignore it because I don't want all the gossip going on. Anti. So that was because some people have to for leave and graduate.
Yeah, but I did also some research about the VTuber. So some of these hardware that they use, that the full body suits, and then they can project it in their 3D world. I
Mm-hmm.
think I'm not sure about. I think Queen Miko, something like that. Her names. It's like she's wearing a bodysuit, and then they project it in 3D space. So is it the same apply to this VTuber, or is it a bit different in terms of hardware?
Okay, so for the body suit mostly to get more views or maybe more experience to YouTuber lah. Some kalau if body suit lah is making your your video character more movement. Because mostly we saw on YouTube, mostly the body, mostly the head, eye and mouth and other stuff they put it. So that the one they put the simple one, and for the movement mostly full body. The full body mostly using 3D. Mostly you can see a 3D for full body movement, like the concert and maybe like some YouTuber using a 3D visual.
Okay. So the virtual track this is for those who are taking motion captures classes lah. So what Miko did is that she combines both the virtual avatar and the physical movement of a physical personality. So traditionally, VTubers they use something from 2D due to the like budget has 2D is much more easier to produce, cheaper. 3D is much more time consuming, and they had to do a full body rig, and that's more expensive. Now what she did is that she makes it like the viewers can control what kind of avatar she wanted to use, what kind of clothes she wears, what kind of universe. Kind of, she is already doing what the metaverse was going to do, which is just to freely advertise herself as a. She basically becomes a wearable advertiser, like a actress and actress doing like Oscars or any like award shows. You see when they actors wear like dresses, because those are sponsors by the companies that produce them. She's basically a walking avatar, a walking advertiser. I
Uh,
think at the
the avatar, is it the same as their face in real life, or is it different?
Sorry.
Their avatar in 3D, right? Is it the same as their face in the real world, or is it different?
Of course different.
Okay.
Different. Of course different.
because we haven't reached we're still at the brink of the gaps between how 3D, how realistic 3D can match our physical appearances. Like recently showcased last year doing Unreal Engine, they created the MetaHuman, definitely not related to the metaverse. So the idea was to use photorealistics pictures to create photorealistics 3D avatars using AI generated or physical sample. So what they wanted to accomplish was to use photos or as reference to create a hyper realistic avatar, which it sounds great, but problem right now is the hardware limitations, because not all things need the, hyper realistics visuals to accomplish uh, the applications.
Is it the Unreal Engine 5 or 4? 5,
Unreal
right?
Engine 5. It's you can type it. Check out Unreal Engine MetaHuman. So it's the software is not open source yet, but you can freely download it from their website. You can experiment it yourself. You basically can create a photorealistics version of anyone you like, as long as you have a reference to it. Currently, this is all limited to manual controls, but the idea is to have full AI generated. That means you just need to submit your photos, and the AI will automatically generate that 3D avatar for you. But you're going to give a lot of inputs lah. So in the input in this case, like photos, 3D scans, etc. And there's a reason people don't want to go for like realistic ones, because people, they maybe don't like their physical avatars, they prefer a different one, or even not just that, want to change like their voices as well. For example, my voice is a bit like childlike, cringy, so I might change it to a much deeper manly voice. You know, oh, I could be an anime girl if I wanted to. Who knows? It's my choice in the virtual world. I mean, this is why in the real chat you see a lot of people's go for female avatars despite being the male dominance. I mean, it's your choice. People respect your opinion. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, I have a question for Miss Anis. I've seen all different kinds of VTuber and business for VTuber. It's like I'm just wondering, which one is more beneficial? It's like the VTuber who work in a company or VTuber who work individual.
VTuber, if for me, company, because we just basically like we doing apa we do like our business pula. I don't know what words to put it. It's like we do like how we do words like how should I like I don't know what words there. I forgot. I mean, can I mix it?
Try the BM word. We put subtitle under.
I mean, like kalau for me it's company like we like how kita kerja macam kita kerja dengan bos lah, like that lah, macam we
Makan gaji lah.
yeah, like that, like makan kita gaji like kalau for a person like personal lah, kind of susah lah, kind of hard lah, macam we do like macam we do apa WhatsApp kerja sendiri like that.
Oh, so basically it's more beneficial working in a company because you still get paid by the company.
Because when you watch some YouTubers, there's some fan giving you a lot of money, and the YouTuber sometimes cakap lah, they don't want the money because mostly they do it mostly for the company, and that money of course they transfer to company and then they transfer to all the idea lah. So macam sama je lah. So kalau for the person, macam personal lah, they don't mind. They give me, just give them as many money you want. But mostly company lah, most advantage than the person. What's that?
Yeah, I get it. Basically, if you work in company, basically you split your profit. The YouTube chat, the money chat, basically split between the talent and the company, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think the one who work in company basically get like a lot more skin compared to the individual. The live 2D skin
plus
basically.
Company plus if you work company mostly they will help you when to when they want the live let's say because when personal sometimes their punya creativity sometimes out lah macam okay what to do so kinda macam habis lah kinda tu lah. So if your company they give you idea okay if you want to you can do this and this and this. Sometimes friends some idea they help you also.
And when you work in company, basically you need to follow all the guides
Yeah,
and
have to
rules,
follow
right?
lah. If
Do
not,
you consider that as a disadvantage for those who work in company, or basically like it's no problem? It's not it's a small matter to follow the guide and
nah,
rules.
it's like we do like follow the boss lah. If you do this, we can. Itulah macam biasa lah. We follow what the higher says. Then we do lah. If not, we just pecat lah or graduate or leave like that. Fire like that lah. Like some happen lah. Past year.
So a bit personal question. Do you have any virtual idol you're interested?
No, mostly I
This
use
goes to everyone actually.
no, mostly I use free lah. Mostly I do video mostly for my friend lah. Like for fun game like that lah. I don't live stream. Kena still saya tak confident. Still not confident again.
No specific preferences.
I guess I answer my Kai's question if he answer the question first. So Kai, which one is your virtual idol?
Sila je wait.
You want me to pick the most famous or from each generation from Hollow Life?
Your personal favorite, like.
Kind of changes a lot. But if I want to speak that one that I usually go to watch, it'll be I used to watch Conrad a lot because I like dogs. Speaking of which.
You watch who?
Conrad Inagami
Oh,
from Hollow Life.
Inagami.
Gamers. Hollow Gamers, it's not gone, it's just like the Hollow Life 2, I guess. I watched her because her personality basically, she's very dog like, I'm not saying that she's very dog like, but she's quite like, if you tell her there's nothing to do like an actual dog, not saying I have a dog fetish, but you get the point. She's really like calm and cute like, even though when she get mad, you know she's not mad because I don't see virtual idols getting mad, because when they mad, usually I know they're just playing around. Not to confuse with Will Smith and Chris Rock, the incident, but that sounds like okay, because I watch the comedy a lot, so I know they like history, but it's more like I don't want to see it as an insult of his thing, but more to like a outstanding joke. So yeah, that answers my questions. But these days I watch Suisse.
Suisse, okay.
Mostly because of a song very I won't say impactful, but very skyline. That kind of songs.
Mostly because of a strong voice. So.
There's quite of a like the strong idol songs.
Yeah.
Like Lady Gaga and Beyonce level like that. They're kind of like single level, like they don't have like backups or like groups of singers. They can do it like themselves. That's her voice power. So I answer yours questions. No, the rest you should answer my questions.
Okay, so I think from my own experience, so I'm quite different from you guys. I think that back in my high school days, that the famous, I'm not sure is it called virtual idol or not, but I think I'm not sure he or she, Hatsune Miku, I think.
Yeah.
Hatsune Miku.
She's basically virtual idol. So.
Yeah, because back then she was famous. I'm not sure is it he or she. Back then he or she was famous. They're doing concert, I think, in AR.
The thing about Hatsune Miku is that Hatsune Miku is actually more of a voice synthesizer program.
Yeah, voice bank.
It's called Vocaloid, something like that.
Yeah, Vocaloid. Yeah. Technically she's a Vocaloid, but these days the company isn't even using Vocaloids for Hatsune Miku and everyone. They're just like voice synthesizers, voice for music producers to use to make songs with basically these music producers they don't have singers, or they're not singers, or they don't have people singing for them, so Vocaloids are pretty much their singers for them to use, and that's how that one. And then of course each music producer like has their own tweaks to their own Vocaloid to make their own distinct version of like that Vocaloid, something like that. So like you have like say Michi so like my like my the one Vocaloid producer that I really like is Michi M, and with like with their Miku sounding more like I don't know much more like a more human, I suppose.
Yeah, Michi M is a very good producer. I say. Basically, that's what makes Vocaloid and Hatsune Miku famous. Because they don't have definite personality, and it's up to the creator how they define the personality for Hatsune Miku. Some prefer the cheerful song and the personality. Some prefer like a very tragic Vocaloid, Hatsune Miku and everything.
Yeah. So to answer to your questions, that my experience is I don't watch the VTuber, but I do know the VTuber, and my own experience is I just experienced Hatsune Miku, and then that's one time only, and she doing concert or things like that. Then that's all.
All right, next. I want to hear your favorite idol, sir. All right, who next?
Anyone? Come on.
Faris, have you have an experience on VTuber or your favorites VTuber?
I never have one because this is my first time here about VTuber, so I don't have any idea.
So how about Miss Anis?
My first, yeah, I forgot that name, that but that one is second famous of Kizunai. Wait, I forgot her name. Yeah.
Second famous kind of a bit broad since it's long with second.
Yeah.
Second famous for me. For me. I forgot her name.
Was it
Mostly I follow her. After that, since every year she's become more popular, so I mostly follow on Niji Sanji.
Sanji.
Niji Sanji.
What's her trait? The hair color. It's like, maybe I can figure it out. It's like,
Who you?
Okay, there's a lot. But mostly right now I mostly like Luxium, Luxxe, Luxe, yeah, IEM.
IDM. Okay, I don't know. I think basically the second famous after Kizuna I think is Mirai Akari. I think.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one.
See, I know my stuff.
That one only like when I high school lah. That one follow like time when SPM near. That one I kind of follow all the video stuff when SPM near for some reason.
Right, so then Mr. Haziq.
We're kind of done. I guess not. As I said, it's a very personal question, you know.
It's about your experience in VTuber and your personal favorite. I think he can hear us. Okay.
I already did mention like I didn't have any like real preference, that sort of thing. So it was like it was just like I mean if you're going back to like Hatsune Miku stuff, like but then like if you want to like go to the more like actual VTuber stuff, like I'm pretty sure we know Kizuna Ai, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, yeah, I started watching her and then stuff, and then eventually, like, others start popping up, and then I don't really watch them, but not because like I dislike them or anything. It's just that oh, I just start popping up, but then I'm also like busy with my own things, so I don't really watch their stuff. So, but I don't really have like any big preference as to like who I like better or anything like that. That much I can say because I don't really because I know of them enough to really like but not really to the point of oh I have preference for this one. Yeah.
Mm. All right, I think that's it. Next question.
Next question. Next questions. So I guess we have gone through all of those. As you can see, everyone is quite talented, quite knowledgeable in their own topics and ideas. These products. Today we're just going to talk about this everything lah, because we only share our ideas and opinions about what kind of products that we wanted to build, what kind of products we wanted in actuality. But you know, it takes a lot of work and approach to make this into realities.
Mm. Yeah.
Now, if I have no more questions from the viewers, then we can actually take a short break. Hello. We're back from our very short break. So next, we're going to play a better game. Well, not a better game. It's like actual game. So we're going to Scuba.io. Post the link here. You guys can type it in. It's in the link. It's in the Gmeet.
Yeah. Still waiting for loading.
Feel free to join. I didn't set a rules that you can use a drawing board, so just use it. That's just a big advantage.
I think drawing tablet works well with Scribble.
Yeah, that's why I say it's a bit cheating, you know. I think. Yeah, I'll allow it. My God, please stop making this. Okay, you guys know about Reddit?
Yes.
Do you know the current events that r slash place?
Which subreddit?
So not every year, like Reddit used to have a special events where you can place blocks around the maps. So you can place like a single block for every 5 minutes, and you can basically create a huge map lah. So it's from every people's opinions. So you go to r slash place, you can place like blocks and stuff. There are a lot of communities come together, like just like all the YouTubers, the world, the Linux community, like detectives, Kasart, SpaceX, all the Genshin subreddits. They all come together just to make one big ass picture where each pixel represents one user's type points. So it's quite massive lah. Problem is right now they have their own opinions lah. Someone is trying to turn the space side into you see what you can read yourself. And the HoloLens was actually quite not bad as well. Someone's trying to ruin the HoloLens text words. So you guys go and check it if you're free. So you can place like a block for every 5 minutes in a time. Okay, now we have 5 people. Who's not here yet? Who haven't joined yet?
Wait, do I just hit?
No,
Wait.
I only saw like 5 people.
Well, I mean, like, you press the link and then you just enter name and
name your button, just play.
And then press play.
Yeah, because I haven't started the game yet, so. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's. Oh, is my stream on? Okay. Let's play.
Oh, wait, it's my turn.
Yeah, it's so wrong.
Yeah.
Use a drawing tablet, god damn it.
Let's see your drawing skills.
Oh god, I
Come on, you
picked.
got 80 seconds. Or a minute, actually. I should say
Yeah.
longer, actually.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Oh boy, howdy.
Oh, hilarious. Okay.
That was hilarious.
Who's hello?
Me.
Anis. Oh,
Yeah.
Anis.
Yeah.
Hello.
Which one simple lah. Oh, wait. No.
Oh boy, this is gonna take a while.
Wait, where's this? No. Oh, yeah, pen.
It's too
Uh, Ah. Oh. Ah, no.
Oh,
Oh, yes.
Damn it.
Too fairy.
Oh my god.
That's a butterfly. I don't yet. Check it.
Shoot. I forgot the face. Hang on.
Don't say you forget the word.
No, I already picked the word, but I forgot how his face is drawn. Okay, hang on.
Wait, what? Alamak, I forgot that.
Chan.
Okay, nobody watch the streaming if I choose the word. It's a bit strange.
Yep, Popeye.
Alamak, I don't know. Take it.
I missed that show.
Say hello, man.
Oh shit, my drawing.
Oh. I think guys are doing something.
So much.
Okay. Okay, bear in mind, I can't draw. Okay, wait.
It's raining at my place already.
Nice dark clouds almost soon.
Alamak, apa tu?
Oh, apa tu Aman? Apa tu?
I guess that move, baby. Let's go.
Apa?
No wait. Yeah.
What, please?
Oh, okay. Ah,
I mean, you're not. I'm not wrong. It's German. It's German.
Oh yeah. Okay.
for a second, I was like so scared.
Shit. Jauh face.
As I said before, I can't draw. So
Wow, I'm first place now.
Wow, sticks.
No.
You know.
Huh? Oh.
You almost got it.
Come on, Anis. Step up your game.
Ah.
It's created tak?
You need to step up your game, Anis.
No.
Step it up. Step it up.
Step up
I
your
don't know.
game.
I don't know.
Step it up.
But like,
Step it up. God.
Come on, Anis. Step up.
oh.
Haziq.
Wow. 10 minutes already. We're waiting. Damn, it's fast. Stop turning the space into 6. That damn it.
Ah, frick.
I'll fake my ass. Don't censor me, YouTube. I say nothing.
Oh, gross. Wait.
Huh? Oh.
What?
Oh.
Come on, Faris.
Apa? Apa?
come on, buddy.
It's something that women always wear.
Oh my god, it's Joker.
And
Shit. Apa tu?
oh, I'm still number 1.
Okay,
Okay.
you. Oh,
Oh, we're tied.
We're getting competitive. It's like Oh. Oh no. Okay. Yeah. Oh no. Aha.
Ah.
This is bullshit.
I had no idea.
I mean, if we're going by English, it's like pronounced as tomato ketchup, but this one is Malay. It's like
Yeah.
Oh,
Mother of frickety fraggity froo.
where's the lamb sauce?
Where's the sauce?
Hang on. Okay. Oh.
No, wait. Thailand. I mean, it's also 8 letters as well.
Shit. Susahnya.
Oh, I think you feel like very hard words. Huh?
Eh. Eh.
Ha! This one is eaten by certain animal.
Animal.
You could have drawn the line earlier, you know. You could just roll one and then just.
You know, if you were drawing that better, I would if you were drawing that a little better, you would probably guessed it already.
I don't know what is this. Oh, bamboo.
Like bamboo.
Oof. Oof. Okay.
Oh god.
Again, I cannot draw.
Black.
And then.
What is this?
Huh? How did you guess?
Okay.
Oh, oh.
Stop playing this way.
No. Oh.
Man, you guys need to brush your skills.
Okay.
What the frick am I looking at? That was supposed to be the thingy.
You draw, but you don't know brush.
Look, it doesn't look like a brush. I don't typically
Right.
like if you didn't color the brush, I probably would.
Wait, what?
Oh.
Mother of frickety fraggedy froo.
South.
Kind of obvious.
Round 3 already.
Oh, back to me. Hold on a second.
Uh-oh.
Oh, never mind.
I already guessed all, but I am the last.
And one of the choice words was actually GB Neutron. I was like, Google
GB
it.
Neutron? How the heck you gonna draw that?
You can draw the head.
No, I was gonna Google, like, yeah, I'm gonna draw that.
Just draw a big head.
Yeah, he's stupid big head.
Okay.
Yes.
Ah!
I mean, it looks like a little bit too thin.
Sorry, not going your way.
Oh.
What the heck? Okay.
Come on, guys.
No, seriously? Seriously, we had to go by that name.
I'm trying to speak Italian, but
Oh, basta.
Who uses pasta anymore these days? Okay, spaghetti. Spaghetti.
Which one?
I hope you make lots of spaghetti.
I mean, problem with pasta is that
Oh.
it's too generalized. All things like this,
Is
bolognese, spirals, macaronis, spaghetti, fettuccine. Yeah, those are all pasta, so it's too broad.
Meanwhile, there's people who did eat who don't really eat that sort of things like pasta.
Alamak. Wait, what? Wait.
Ah, there it is.
Sometimes I'm mistaken. This one is
Yeah.
with the another one. I don't
I
know
mean,
why.
to be fair, it makes sense though.
The biggest difference you can tell is by the wings. Yeah, turtle is more flattened because
Tortoise.
it needs to be more hydrodynamic.
Yeah.
Tortoise the leg there, and the turtle like the
It's
difference
like a
is in their
fin.
legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because one needs to swim, one needs to walk all day.
Okay.
Almost.
Ah. Huh?
What do you call that thing again?
Hmm.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That is, you gotta be kidding me.
The size is the same.
You could have used like finer. You could use like smaller size of the brush to make it more obvious. You know.
Huh?
What?
What the
It's
fuck?
spread it a lot.
I give I don't know.
Tapong.
Okay.
Mother of friggity fruit!
Yeah, that's why I could have used like smaller creations to be much easier. Damn it.
I mean, I could have used a different coloring.
I'm gonna put some powder on my food.
Ah, yes, logic.
I mean, if it was me, I'd probably draw a bit of this, like putting it on your skin as well. What the fuck? Oh, okay, I get it now. I was like, wait, I was
Hold
still
on a
processing.
minute.
I was still processing the other one. I was like, what? The fudge.
Alright, this should be the most easiest shit ever.
Like 20 seconds.
Come on, you guys know what it is. I don't know it.
Come on.
The bottle, yeah.
Ah.
Come on, you know what it is. You know, it's lots of. I hate it. You see it in the desert, you know.
Wait, I just read the right.
It's the
Right.
cat.
No,
cat.
wrong spelling.
cat.
Yes,
Cat
right,
tooth.
ready. Come on.
Sheesh.
I mean, English is very weird. It's like CAC pronounced as cat. Cactus. What?
Oh, it's cactus. There's actually
Yeah,
a C sound, but you just skip the cat. Cack.
Yeah, true.
Cat.
Yeah.
Cack.
Cactus.
Yeah, there's a the C
It's
sound,
more
not
like-
silencer, but you can the cack. Cock.
It sounds more like CACK. Oh,
What?
yeah. Ah!
Wait,
What?
ayah, apa jadi?
Damn it.
Blood for blood.
Ah. There's no S. It's just one guy.
Yeah.
Oh man, apa benda ni?
It's just a wound. Okay. Ah!
Wait, I don't know.
Nice.
Right. Oh.
That's the phone is so inefficient.
Mm,
Should I just draw a Knights of Pavonians emblem?
Yeah.
Damn, only a round 3 only.
Uh,
How to spell, man?
Ah, can't spell it. And 10.
Nintendo. Antenna.
No, I can't spell. I can't spell.
Antenna.
It's the boss that looks like your ears. Shut up, bro.
Damn it. I failed at spelling.
What? What?
wait. Nampak benda whatever. Apa yang saya
You could have just drawn them.
I'm just something.
Draw
Why did you
that
have
one
to do
first,
that as well?
I forgot this. YouTube need to censor.
Yeah, it censored it.
So inefficient.
Warnings, this video may contain suicide.
Oh, Cliff. Yeah, I forgot the word. Whoa. Okay.
It's a bit long.
Yeah,
Uh,
9 words. Jeez, how much to spell?
9 letters. What the fuck?
Oh,
It's a microscope.
Yes, but bigger.
Mother of friggity through, guys.
Not to be confused with Malay English spelling, yes. You can draw a second, you can share the point to the sky or something,
Why stethoscope?
I'm in jam.
Mother of friggity through, guys. Oh, sheesh, kebab.
Yeah.
Cik.
Relax.
Oh no, this is gonna be a bit hard. Okay.
Oh boy, howdy.
Okay, if you're anime lover, then you should know what is this.
Huh? Oh. Yes.
Oh, wait.
It's like so
Wait,
expensive. It's
Oh,
like
yeah, okay.
one costs like 100 and
Yes.
above.
Oh,
What? I don't know.
And 1,000. Okay.
I don't know create OC names. Come on, you always buy in a jar.
Why the fudge do you buy? Why do you
No,
put
I
it in a
don't-
jar?
Eh.
Hold on.
Figurine.
Years to
it's
collect
gone.
the anime figures worth it.
It's like
Oh boy, howdy.
I always wanted to buy one, but I don't have the place to put the figurine.
You can either buy like a big one and put it on your PC, but you get dusty a lot of times though.
Okay, relax.
Finally.
What?
And try bigger, it's kind of too small. You're confused with the other, other thing.
Yeah.
It's made with dirt and water.
It's like every time after raining, it's like there's always be a.
All right.
Wow, really going all 10 rounds.
Well, only halfway already, 1 p.m. already. I should just pick 5 rounds instead.
Yeah, I should have.
I don't know we're drawing this long.
Uh.
Oh my god.
This is simple.
What we call it?
Is this going to be our last round? Because it's already one.
Yeah.
You guys want to continue or not?
I
I think this is my last round. Good.
Yeah.
Oh shit, wow. Oh, yeah.
Okay, after we finish this round, we end for the day lah. We just keep the score who's who. Should put 5 rounds actually.
I don't know why I'm drawing this.
Wait, no,
What?
I think it's right. Hang on. Basically something like to something that you can see Dragon Ball. You can scan the Dragon Ball.
What the fuck? Why did you?
Really?
This one has
Really?
no.
Really?
Why
Why
did
did you
you
draw
draw?
this? Why did you draw this?
Why did you draw? Why did you just draw the dragon radar then?
You could have put
It's
like
a
a
radar.
whole green screen and put like a red dot.
Bruh. Bruh. Why did you put
No.
over?
We have like 80 seconds.
That was so stupid. Oh my god.
Looks more like a Mexican.
Mother of friggity friggity fru.
Looks like a sombrero to me actually.
You know, I
He even
feel
completed the broom.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
Also like farmers. Little Witch Academia.
yeah. See, that's why.
Which?
Yeah, if it was up to me, I would have drawn Akko right there and there.
I forgot what this one is
this
called.
What's the word?
What's the
Plumber
word,
is
man? What's the word? What's the word?
Okay.
What's the word?
I think I can draw.
Plumber and Puncher is close. Plumber and Puncher. very close. It's like a next door neighbor.
I had to Google it. I don't know what. I forgot.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, if Mario was a plumber, that
plunger.
would have what he would be holding.
Right.
Okay, this one should be very easy.
It is a 3-word letter too.
Oh.
A 3-letter word.
Oh my god.
Hey! Alright.
Destiny to be here in the box.
Okay. You guys want to continue or you want to end for today?
Hold on! Wait! What?
He wants to draw for the last time.
Okay, fine. We'll go for round 6. Okay. Round 6 is last, eh?
Oh.
Oh, you gotta be shitting me! You got to be.
When's the new movie come out?
April
Sonic 2.
21st.
Yeah.
April 21st. Okay.
I was like, I saw Sonic. I was like, no, I must do this.
Continue or for what?
Let's continue. We'll finish round 6. Round 6 after the.
Yeah, finish round 6.
Already started.
I blame this website for knowing exactly what I want.
You
For
already
giving
started,
me what
so
I want.
we just.
Oh, yes.
What the fuck?
Oh, black hole.
Oh my god!
We're done.
It's basically under the vehicle.
Where's the under? God dang it.
Mother of frick! That's not tire. Tire is like being
Yeah, what is
tire.
the tire? But suddenly use a bucket in.
I mean, tire. The wheel thing is TYRE. You drew the TYRE.
How do you draw? It's like, alright.
Mother of frick!
And then this one.
Wait, is that
And
witch?
this one.
No, it's 6 letters.
And then there's a.
Wait. Mana?
You
Go
forgot
away.
the big iron on his hip. He's an outlaw, and here to do some business with the big iron on his hips. Big iron on his hip.
And then there's
You guys
a
don't know that song is okay.
pistol.
Oh, okay.
He's an outlaw.
Sorry.
Ah!
That's a wonderful idea.
We're on Texas Red. My favorite vehicle.
Oh my freaking god!
I wrote Panzer.
Okay.
I was planning to watch the Girls Unpanzer, but I haven't watched yet.
You gotta take a while if you don't want to catch up the movie. It's okay. The movie takes quite long to like come out, so you have like 2 years to prepare. So,
You know the other way to draw tank would be like an aquarium tank thingy.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and then you just draw the blue rectangle with fish inside.
What is
What
that?
is this?
If I remember correctly, I think it's look like this.
Huh?
What the fuck am I even looking at?
Is it a phone or?
Okay, strong, but
UK. Shit.
oh, come on! It doesn't look like the flag.
Mother of friggity fruggity froo.
Well, when people ask about, where's UK? You know, the English people be like, it doesn't look like it. You do realize the Inklify is like a.
I mean, is it like more like plus rather than?
Okay, this one you guys should know.
Yes, my childhood.
What?
I love you. I forgot how the voice.
Apa tu?
No, yeah, for real. I'm actually kind
Oh.
Oh, see, Faris know his childhood.
I don't know what's that.
I love you, you love me.
love me.
Nah, that's just funny.
Why do you sing that song?
The red one.
Come on.
Motherfucker!
Elmo.
That's
You guys don't have.
I don't associate that song with.
Okay,
with-
okay,
I don't.
okay,
with
we're
Elmo,
done.
man.
Here's the final scoreboard.
Yes, undefeatable.
Yes. I'm second. Who's
I'm third, baby.
I'm on fourth. One for one. And finally, Faris. It's okay. Next time. Alright, I think you want to end the game.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
I'm
I'll end the
bored.
stream.
I'm just drawing for good for
Okay,
no
when you continue
reason.
the game, I'll end the stream. So,
Yeah.
guys, thank you. Wait, hold on. So, guys, thank you for coming today of our 3-hour-long podcast. So, thank you for joining us. And say goodbye.
Alright, thank you guys.
Bye.
Bye guys. Thank you.
Bye.